Welcome back, everybody. Will here. So today, I want to talk about, I said the last one was about time management. This one's going to be about time. I'm making it part 2. Time management part 2. So, all right, folks, what are you doing with your time? So I have a few mentees that I try to talk to on a weekly basis, as often as I see them, really. But in the Navy, we're always here, there, and everywhere. And one of my mentees, I had given him some homework, and it was for something that was going to help him out. It was teaching him financial literacy, and I gave him the homework assignment. Go look these terms up. What is compound interest? How does it accrue? What does APR stand for? Just basic stuff. What's your credit score? Pull your credit report. Stuff like that. And he hadn't done it. And it'd been like a week, maybe 2. So I asked him, what do you mean you didn't have time? Please explain to me how you didn't have time. What time did you leave? And here we go. It was over from there. What time did you leave work? Oh, yeah. What time did you get back to your barracks room? Okay, cool. And what time did you go to sleep? Okay, so in that 5 hours, what time did you do? What all did you do with that 5 hours? I don't know. So that's almost never an acceptable answer, right? I find that when people are ashamed of what they did or did not do, I don't know comes out. And it's a bold-faced lie, because they absolutely know. They don't want to say. And it's a lie because you just don't want to. Well, that's why it's a lie. Either way. So I had to do them like this. All right, look, man. Yeah, I'm going to tell y'all the same thing. There's 24 hours in a day. If you sleep 8 hours a day, and you're at work 8 hours a day, you have 8 hours to get ready for work, commute to work, commute back home, wind down from work, and go to sleep, right? So work encompasses a third of your day, at least 5 days a week. So when people say that they don't have time, it doesn't really make much sense when you start to break down the numbers to them. What do I mean? So I told him, you have 8 hours a day. You have, let me see, let me get this right. 8 hours? No, let's go. It's 168. 168. 24 times 7. 168 hours in a week. He didn't like this one. Most people probably wouldn't. So I said, look, man, you have 168 hours in a week. So let's say you sleep 8 hours a day. Times 7 days, that's 56 hours. Now you'll see how good my math is. So 56 minus 168, that's 112. 112. Cupid. All right, enough of that. So 112. You work 8 hours a day times 5. So now that's 40 hours. So we subtract 40 from 112. What is that? 72 hours. Yeah, 72 hours left. in the week. So then I said, okay, I'll give you 3 hours every weekday for getting ready for work, for transiting to and from work. So now that's 15 hours. So subtract 15 from 72 gives you 57. What are you doing with the 57? And that's what I'm going to call the name of this video. 57 or 57 hours. What are you doing with the 57? Let me tell you something, folks. 57 is make or break for most people, for everybody. What you do with that 57 is so crucial. That 57 is all that's separating you from Warren Buffett. That 57 is all that's separating from you from Elon Musk. That 57 is all that's separating you from Jeff Bezos. What they did with their 57 was, well, we see the fruits of their labor. Thinking, jotting down, planning, writing, vlogging, whatever they had to do. 57 is what separates you from, if you're an athlete, a young up-and-coming athlete, you from LeBron James, you from Lawrence Taylor, you from Tiger Woods. What are you doing with your 57? And because of some people increase that 57 because most people don't even get enough sleep. But we're going to talk about the 57. What are you doing with that 57? And that's your really, everyone has to answer that question. You seeing part of what I'm doing with my 57. Actually, no, this isn't in my 57, but my commute is much longer than most people. So this is actually a part of that 15 that I gave people for commute to and from work. But this cuts into my 8 hours. This cuts into the rest of the time I have during the week, the other 8 hours. So I guess this is part of my 57, even though the math is not going to add up. But you have to understand, what you do with that 57 will shape your reality. It will shape your world. Construction men have the same 57 that lawyers have. They have the same 57 that doctors have. I understand everything within reason. Yes, I know lawyers and doctors on call a lot, and some work more than others. Some work 100 hours a week, 80 hours a week. Yes, I get that. But I'm just saying, all things being equal, 57 hours is really what sets you apart. So when people come and say they don't have enough time, I challenge that. I always challenge that. And I will always challenge that. You show me what you're doing with that 57, and I will show you why you're not successful, or I will show you why you're successful. But realistically, I would probably never have that conversation with the successful person because they already know what to do with their 57. So if you don't have a degree, why don't you have a degree? Oh man, I ain't got time to go to school. Oh, you got 57 a week. You got 57. That's time enough to go to school. Why don't you have a certification? I don't have time for that. You got 57. That's a lie. Why aren't you bilingual? I'm learning Spanish on Duolingo. You've got time. You've got time. So everybody think on that. I'm going to make another video and we're going to talk about what you could be doing with that 57. The Navy has this term called brilliant on the basics, and it talks about all the basic things that a sailor should know. Not all, but a large majority of it is basic. And I'm gonna adopt that, but it's not gonna be the Navy's version. It's gonna be Will's version. All right. So I'll see you in the next one.